We are too docile. Even Pama spaces. A lot of you are just socially unaware. So free, Kunge, you've gone into Santa's grotto with information, with whatever. You get involved. Yes, get involved, but learn which information is social media worthy that you can control. What can you control?
Sorry, Mas, even the issue about that stolen cell phone. So you find that there was no case reported
No,
that a phone has been stolen.
no.
Usually, when somebody your phone is stolen, you just say, yabi mapurisa pane pawachaiwana.
Mm.
But recording it, it would have helped, for example, in such an investigation to say already, oh, this thing was reported on this date, and somebody was just trying to track what's happening.
A,
So
a lot.
we rarely do that.
We rarely do that. Even when, as activists, a lot of you are in so many groups that tie you into other individuals. Wasungwa, your group is still active, talking in the group about you, about others, the plan that you were doing. Learn. I always tell people, deactivate. Kana one of you has been taken that was in the group. Admin's job. Deactivate the group because they've got the person and the phone. And you are still talking. That's the situation that happened. Whatever, someone is taken, the group is active. I wasn't in the group, but you listen to them talking. It's still active. You're discussing things. Chakakosha chi. Learn. Guys, you can't keep saying you're fighting ZANU-PF, and yet your behavior looks like Murimsekas. You can't accuse ZANU-PF of being dangerous, yet your actions don't look like you're dealing with a dangerous thing. Information kuma group uri kutaura nei nani, unomuzivira kupi? Awareness is something we really need to teach in community. What is the community awareness strategy? Information gathering. For what purpose? Safeguarding information. Exit strategies. Eh? What are they? In your own community, what are they? Are we, if we're dealing with ZANU that abducts people, yet you don't have a strategy. They just come into a community, take a young boy in front of everybody. And we are left. What is the car? I can't remember. What make of the car? I don't know. The persons, how many were there? I don't know. What time was it? I don't know. Which direction did they go? I don't know. Aye, guys. Even if people wanted to help us, we can't be like that. We can't. How will you hold anybody accountable to anything? Pictures of people, soon as they do something, flood them everywhere. It has helped people to be found. That person now does not want to be attached to murder. The very worst is they've already started beating, but now that they are linked, they don't want to be in the line of fire of a person who was abducted by them, who ends up dead. You may get your person back, maybe beaten, but definitely not dead, because no one wants to be charged with murder. International things we can do. A lot of people have been abducting people, being taken pictures, doing Chizanuzan. We can blacklist these people. They also want to go to the diaspora. They terrorize us in Zimbabwe, terrorize our communities. Zimbabwe have a dakwira. They are coming over here and getting COSs. We are incubating them now. Then tomorrow we'll be crying transnational oppression. Because ZANU can activate them here. The other day I was telling you with ONCAP, we were followed. Who's doing that? Another overzealous ZANU-PF bullshitter who's taken to my methods to Zimbabwe now is doing it here. But it's us. We have an unwritten amnesty. Atosiya apano now. Just COSing around. But in order to perpetrate crimes, should stay there. In Zimbabwe. That's the country they have chosen. What they cannot do is to come to diasporas where other Zimbabweans are refugees fleeing persecutions for them to be economic migrants. That we must stop. Dossiers of people as they practice in Zimbabwe and following them where they end up in the world. We can't live side by side. It's impossible. Munhu nemunhu ngachoose a country yaari safe kwari. Even here on social media. A culture of creating dossiers for people who think they can hide on social media, perpetrating now online harassment on behalf of the state. Files of people, profiles, incidents of misdemeanor, collected evidence to show patterns of behavior to be submitted as part of their profiles in the countries that they now live. That we cannot be apologetic of. They enjoy the freedoms to violate in Zimbabwe, where the government of their choosing is the army, the police, the prison service, the military, the judiciary, and everything. But they cannot come out of Zimbabwe with that culture and live with that behavior somewhere else where Zimbabweans have lost their liberties to come and be safe. That we cannot apologize for. Mununga created a profile that goes as a dossier to the country where they now live. Zokuti mumudzire itsitsi auya pano ari kushandira hama dzake. No. As long as they perpetrate a terror, threats for other citizens, the government that befits that character is in Zimbabwe. That's where they should live, in Zimbabwe. Where they have impunity there in Zimbabwe. But they cannot be enjoyers of liberties in multiple jurisdictions. That must be made very clear. In the UK, there's an organization that is starting creating the profile of transnational repression. Those dossiers will go into that file with named individuals who like to carry on the job of ZANU-PF, to trigger, to frighten, to harass, to threaten. Tactics that are known and have been proven to be used by Zimbabwe on the ground, that have been accepted by the United Nations as acts of terror, persecution. And those who bring those cultures to other jurisdictions where Zimbabweans are as safeguarded humans must be sent back to the government that allows their culture and norms. And that country is called Zimbabwe. We must familiarize that and make that known. And do it diligently. There is nothing trivial. AMCA, no. Acts of terror, threats, violent, must be recorded to that person's profile. And let's see whether they can transport the ZANU-PF mantra of they are the police, the army, the security. Let's see if other countries will give them that impunity. Because ZANU-PF as an entity has become difficult. But the evil as agents, outsourced agents, they must be dealt with. And let's see if ZANU-PF has ever stood with any one of them to protect them. They want to work for ZANU at their point of need. Let's see if ZANU-PF will send them support to defend them. It has never defended a single person, not even one. Even in their own camp, high-profile people, when they were going through sanctions and wanting to come out, ZANU has never stood with one person. Because what who commissions yourself to act on behalf of ZANU, we will choose which jurisdiction you will leave. It's as simple as that. Atingave nema-Zimbabwean millions living abroad, having left Zimbabwe persecution, an environment of terror, seek security in other countries. For Zimbabweans who have a fetish, sociopaths, to follow them around the world and do ZANU-PF things, profiles. I love the UK. Do you know why I love the UK? Inonyarara when it's investigating you and compiles things. But knowing very well that at some point, muchataurirana, when you are begging it for something, and those things will come back on the record. Now, I love it very much that one of the criteria that is being fought for in courts is that it doesn't matter that it is not a criminal record. You know that section they've added that says good character. It's a very powerful category that they've added. And I love where they've put it next to. It's in the box with terrorism. Ukaritika box iroro. That at some point you were investigated for this aspect of your character. Higher up in your chain of application, you tick that box, you cannot naturalize. That box, ukaritika, you will not naturalize. So ngatiitei mas serious. If we are fighting for the freedoms of Zimbabwean people, we really do. We actually do. So that the people on the ground do not feel vulnerable, yet they've got millions of Zimbabweans abroad that can fight from them from jurisdictions that can impact how Zimbabwe changes what it does. Tikagara and just also become chickens. No, we left Zimbabwe, chose to live it. disadvantage our families, our neighborhoods, professions we could have gone and impacted. So that we can make Zimbabwe better. It has to become better. It has to become better for everybody. Munhu wese, we are not going to be rich. Vamwe tagara tiri madofo. Hatigone business, hatidini. That's fine. You will know kuti I'm failing because ndiri dofo. Ndiri lazy. But hakuna akandibunyikidza. We have to accept that there will always be poor people. Wagara uri lazy, it's whether the government is good or bad. Hapana chinochinja, uri lazy. But at least let it be on your head. Wagara ude kudzidza. There are people who are like that. But it is not because wambunjikidzwa somewhere, there's barriers. Hapana anogona kukubatsira. No. We are all not going to afford healthcare, yema hospitals, and yema air freshener and everything. Vamwe tichagara tichienda kuclinic. Nekuchipatara chemunhu wese mbombera. But let there be dignity. Taikoko. Others, vachava nemari dzavo, my business people, families get together, vachaenda. That's a normal country. Kuti things that happen to you, you can rationalize kuti iyi yakonzerwa neni, yakonzerwa nekuti mhuri yedu haina kubatana, yakonzerwa these things that are not systemic. That's a realistic expectation. We are not asking for Zimbabwe to become Santa Claus. It's not Santa Claus. Apana country is Santa. Apana Santa. Some of it is your own effort, have to be applied. To what degree is your benefit? But zvekuti tigare 11 years, guys, itaidzamara 11. Tanyarara. Just referencing him when we want to prove kuti ZANU-PF is violent. We need to do something. These platforms should now say, if we are reigniting Itai Dzamara's case, for what purpose? Ipapo, that's what I want to ask. For what purpose? We're getting together to formulate a team to reignite investigation, use his case to raise awareness for the prevention of it carrying on for others. We are going into other institutions that have got better gravitas to enforce a reopening or reinvestigation or a robust investigation to happen. We need to decide, what are we doing? We cannot use his name, guys, just for the purposes of he's missing, possibly dead. Let it be worth something for him that his name get mentioned. Could at least maybe we created out, like, in other countries, mwana akashaika, kunoitwa something, and now there is a Miranda Act, there is a whatever thing that raises awareness, and it prevented other kids through that. And now Victoria Klimbe, now we have different professional practices that have to be done to make the service more robust, more attentive, more understanding of things. Isusu vanvano shaika, we do not inherit anything out of it. Guys, sorry, ndotaurisa, but that culture needs to end. ZANU-PF abducts people. Our community needs to be taught how to deal with that. Preventative, during the abduction, post-abduction, what do we do? Mirandimira ipapo onkati trike futhi inini ndiri munhu po. But Zimbabwe will make us ill.